Welcome to the pivoting section. So first, before we can pivot, we're going to have to set up the lab a little bit differently. So what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and shut down both of your Windows 10 machines. So I'm going to shut this one down, and I'm going to shut this one down. And we're going to modify the network settings on these just a little bit. So what we're going to do in the concept of pivoting here is that this Windows machine, for example, let's say that we have network A, and network A is in its own domain, and it is in the subnet we've been in the whole time, 192.168.57.0/24. Now it has the domain controller living there, and we have this Windows 10 machine, and it's in subnet A, but there's also a second NIC on this machine that has a subnet of a 10.10.10.0/24. And we can utilize that to see what the heck it might be talking to on that 10 network. So that 10 network is not available to us when we're sitting there on a pen test and we're pen testing the 192.168.57.0. But if we were to exploit this machine that has the dual home network, then guess what? We have that 10.10.10.0 network available to us now. So we have a second network. And what's going to be living on this other machine? It's going to be this 10.10.10. Whatever it's going to be machine over here with Windows. And this is not going to be on the 192 network anymore. So we're going to actually access a machine that we have no way of accessing through a intermediary machine here. And this is called pivoting. So let's go ahead and go into our file. We're going to edit and do a virtual network editor. And in here, as of right now, I'm going to bring this over. If it's going to let me. Nope, it's not going to let me. Okay, we'll do it like this. So we should have a host only of 192, actually a NAT of 192.168.57.0. And I'm going to go ahead and just say change settings. And that's going to UAC here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add a network. So I'm going to add VMnet, we'll just say 7, okay? And we're going to make this its own little thing here. So VMnet 7's host only, that's fine. We're going to make this a 10.10.10.0/24 network. Okay, so the NAT here is okay, 192.168.57.0, and then we have a 10.10.10.0. So we'll apply that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring back up the configurations here for both of the machines once this is done doing the install of VMnet 7. So this might take just a second. Go ahead and pause if you need to, and then return back once your install is complete. Okay, my install is complete. I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to bring over the Windows 10 machine here. I'm going to say edit virtual settings. So we're going to edit this. And I've got one network adapter here. I'm actually going to add a second network adapter. So go ahead and hit add network adapter and hit finish. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say custom on this one. And we're just going to say VMnet 7. So this is going to have the NAT here and VMnet 7. We're going to hit OK. And then on this one, we're going to edit this virtual machine setting. And we're going to come into here and we're going to change this to a specific network of 7. So now the Peter Parker machine, this is the second one here. This is going to be on 10.10.10.0 only. This machine is going to be dual homed and able to talk to the domain controller and itself, right? So let's go ahead and just power on this virtual machine. And I'm going to go ahead and power on the other virtual machine as well. And I'm going to get logged back into Kali Linux and get ready for our next lesson here. So I still have the Bloodhound stuff up, as you can see. So I'm going to open up a new terminal. And I want you to boot up Metasploit. So go ahead and just load Metasploit for this. And let's double check that the lab is ready to go. So I'm going to go back over. And I'm just going to log in as Frank Castle here. And I'm going to check the command and make sure we know the IP address of Frank Castle and the IP address of Spider-Man, so we can log into both actually. And I'll just log in as admin here. And let's go ahead and check the configurations and see how they showed up. So we'll go to command, and we're just going to say ipconfig. And you can see now that 192.168.57.141 is where he's lived this entire time. 10.10.10.128 is new. And then we come over here and we go to command on the second machine and we say ipconfig. And this is 10.10.10.129. So in theory, we should be able to ping 10.10.10.129. And that will talk. And we should also be able to ping 141 from our Kali machine. So we say ping 192.168.57.141. That talks. Okay, and so from here, what we're going to do is we're going to pause. We'll take a pit stop, and we'll move into the next video when we actually load up the exploit. We exploit this machine, and then we're going to go ahead and pivot and attack/scan this machine. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll catch you over in the next video.